What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Tony Smiles here, and don't call it a comeback. He been here for years. Yo, we got Professor G back tonight. Woo! On Halloween and of all days. Thank God Almighty. Woo! Jesus, we made it. We made it past Game 6. The Dodgers made it past Game 6. Hey, what do you think? How you doing tonight, Professor G?
Thank you, Tony, for having me in the game today. Glad to be back. And man, the Dodgers did it, 3-1. So Game 7 is going to be a burner.
It's going to be a burner. It's going to be a burner. Hey, the final score today was 3-1. But let's talk about Game 5. Game 5 was Snell's doing. So talk to me about Snell. What do you think about that guy?
Well, Snell, he's a guy that if he doesn't walk people and throws his pitches under control, he would have a good game. But he just did not have a good Game 5. I just I caught only the highlights of the game. I was out most of that day, dealing with some family issues. But I caught some highlights, and I would tell you that it was a game that Toronto actually did what they had to do.
Yeah, but what do you think about Snell as a pitcher? I mean, you've seen him before. He's not new to you.
Yes, I mean Snell on a good day, Snell is a Cy Young caliber pitcher. And even with his walks, he still finds a way to win. But for sometimes his inconsistency starts when he starts walking people, and when you start walking people, it's off. So he. It doesn't look like he's the Blake Cy Young winner type pitcher, caliber pitcher that he's supposed to be.
Well,
That's my analysis on him.
we're all human beings and things happen, so you got to respect that. Um,
Right.
the reason I asked you about Snell is because he made a comment after game 4, right in the press conference. He made a comment, and let's see what Snell had to say about that. So, being that he lost Game 5, and he actually lost Game 1, correct?
He did. He did.
He says they didn't really get to me. First pitch of the game, 97 miles an hour, fastball, up and in, and hits a 98. It goes out it's pretty unlucky. Luck plays in baseball too. Luck
Mm-hmm.
plays in baseball too. And we're professionals here. Most people didn't take that to be a good statement from somebody who on the first pitch hits a home run and then doesn't adjust for the next batter, and another home run hits in order to score 2 runs right off the gate. Right off the gate.
Right.
So this is this
Right.
is this is what the philosophers think about luck. And the quote is, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Meaning that Toronto was prepared for that scenario. They got the opportunity, and there was no luck. Because even in boxing, we say in boxing, we make our own luck. We can't start praying, and we can't tag somebody else in when we fight. We gotta be prepared for any scenario. And the best champions in boxing and in any sport, they prepare. They overly prepare sometimes. Like Michael Jordan, we talked about Michael Jordan earlier. Michael Jordan prepared, and then when the opportunity hit, he was prepared for that outcome. And I believe that's what Toronto did. I'm not a Toronto fan. I'm not an LA fan, but I'm calling it down the line. I'm calling bullshit where bullshit is. Snell is calling that Toronto had luck in order hitting 2 home runs in the opening of Game 5. What's your
Right.
opinion on that?
Well, you know, and that's the case. I mean, you can't call it luck because Toronto was ready for you. And even to bring it even more to a higher point, what did Trey the Savage do on the other end? He pitched his butt off. Okay, that kid pitched his butt off. 7 innings, 12 strikeouts. No, check it out. No base on balls. Right. This kid pitched his whatever. Okay, he is a rookie phenom. You're talking about a kid who was in minor league baseball this year and climbed the way up to pitch into the World Series. What a story. And we're looking at the opposite end. The pitcher that he's facing, his rival, is Blake Snell, who's supposed to be a professional. Okay? And he says this is luck. So then, if that's the case, then Trey the Savage took the opportunity to beat him that night, then, if that's the case. Because the opportunity was taken by Toronto, Trey the Savage, to beat Blake Snell that night. So hats off to you, Trey, for being the pitcher that you are, ready, and he came ready to pitch, ready to play.
22 years
22
old.
years old.
22 years
22
old.
years old. Come on, man. 22 years old.
12 Ks. 12 Ks. Wow. Wow.
Amazing. Just amazing performance. Amazing. And that's my friend, that's how you prepare your team to win. That's how you prepare your team to win. When your pitcher goes out there and putting up zeros, that gives your offense, your team a lift, and then look what he did. 6-1. 6-1. Okay? It should have been the Dodgers 3-2. Instead, it's the 3-2 Toronto.
That brings
Digress.
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. We digress because the Dodgers came in today and did their thing. But you're right. You're right. Blake Snell did not come to play that day, and naturally he hasn't been pitching all that well. So
Well, again, the fact that he said that Toronto had luck, I don't think that was luck. I think that was
no,
preparation. I think they was ready for that that outcome. Luck
yeah.
is when preparation meets opportunity. They were ready. They were ready for that.
Well, I mean, it's hard to do when you're behind in the count. You're 2-2 or 3-2.
Nobody.
If you're behind in the count, what do these batters? If I'm a hitter, and it's 3-2 count, what I'm expecting is a fastball, right?
Right.
And if you're gonna throw me a fastball, I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna swing at it. I may miss it, but I'm gonna try to hit it the hardest I can. You know, and guess what? Toronto hit it, and can't blame the
on the
hitter.
on the
He took
first
it.
pitch. On the first pitch, people still, they didn't even get the hot dog in their mouth. They haven't
Mm-hmm.
swallowed the popcorn. They didn't even
Yeah.
take a sip of their beer. They were still sitting down. You can see it on the screen. People just starting to get to the seats. And guess what happened? Pow! First pitch,
First pitch.
out,
First pitch.
out the door. But then when the next batter comes up, he does the same thing. No, Snell, take ownership. Take ownership of what you did wrong, and then do better. That's it. Do better. Don't allow those
Yeah.
things to happen in the World Series. It's a learning lesson. There's no luck. There's no luck there when these guys have been training for years, and especially, Major League Baseball. They do this thing where they keep players in the minor leagues for years,
Mm.
4 years, until they're ready. And if you're in the World
And
Series, you're ready.
yeah, and to your point, Tony, first pitch, David Schneider, who's a professional hitter, leading off, hits a home run. And then again, you're gonna call it luck when Vladimir Guerrero hits it, a home run, same thing. Vladimir Guerrero's been hot all this whole playoffs. I'm talking about the entire playoffs. He's one of the hottest hitters entire playoffs. That's not luck, my friend. That's skill. He is a skilled ball player. Skilled ball player. There's no luck involved there when you have a skilled ball player like Vladimir Guerrero. I'm sorry. That's not luck. That's Vladimir Guerrero hitting a home run, hitting it 400 feet out into the stadium. That's what he gives, and that's what he does. You can't call that luck. So I'm sorry, Blake Snell. It's 2-0 Toronto at that point.
And the thing is, I'm not I'm not a Toronto Blue Jays fan. As a matter of fact,
Right,
I rooted for the Dodgers to win because the Blue Jays took the Yankees out of the contention.
right,
So
right.
I'm telling you like it is now. You messed up. Take ownership. There was no luck involved. Toronto did their
Mm,
thing. And your manager had phoned it in game 4. So y'all struggled in game 5 because you guys failed to prepare for game 5 because you let 4 go by. Oh, okay, don't worry about it. It'll be 2-2 and then we'll be up 3-2 in game 5 and that's not what happened. You took a chance, you rolled the dice and you crapped out. That's what happened. And tonight I think it was the reverse, but there was a couple of players that were pushing to try to win this game. But let's go into it a little bit here, and let's look at the lineup for um. How about we start with the Blue Jays? We
the
had
lineup.
we had what's this guy's name?
Kevin Gausman is the starting pitcher
The
tonight.
start He's
Kevin
the
Gausman.
starting pitcher for
Toronto, yeah.
Toronto, and then we had the starting pitcher for um,
The Dodgers.
the Dodgers,
Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Yoshinobu. He man, I can only praise him for what he did in game 2. Was it game 2?
Uh,
Oh, it was game 2, right? Where he
the
went
game two, yeah, complete
a
game.
game complete game, bro. I gotta give it to him. I gotta
Yeah.
give it to him. I mean, he's already a Hall of Fame for doing that. Even if they don't go any further than game 7, you got that's on his record for forever, and it's in World Series baseball history. It is in. I mean, what can you say about this gentleman here?
Well, Yoshinobu, he's shown throughout the season that he's the Dodgers' #1 pitcher. He's an ace for the Dodgers, and in the playoffs he shows up. He's thrown already 2 complete games, and in this game he goes 7 innings and giving the Dodgers every time he pitches, he goes into the mound. He gives the opportunities for the Dodgers to win the game, and that's all you can ask for a pitcher. But if you're an ace, this is what you count. This is what you're paying him the bucks for. This is the guy that's going to bring the Dodgers back. And for them to lose the previous game 6-1, they had to come back with Yoshinobu. They had no choice. This guy had to pitch a good game, and he did. He came to play. At the end, he reached a pitch count, but he gave the Dodgers a chance to win. Man, that's all you can count on, right?
That's it. That's all you can count on. But let's talk about Game 6 here. Let's get in a little deeper and get into the weeds of this real quick. Here's the lineup. Can you see that?
Yeah, that's a lineup. Yep, and the surprise, George Springer leading off.
Exactly. Exactly. That's where I was right. You read my mind. That's exactly where I was gonna go. George Springer came in as a DH, excuse me, as a DH, and that was one of the biggest changeups there for their lineup. He normally doesn't bat DH, correct?
No, he's the DH. He's a DH. He's a DH all season. Yeah, he's the DH for them because he does not play any position. Very rarely he plays in the field, so he's a DH 90% of the time.
Okay, so he's just back in the lineup then. That the
He's
big
just back
change
in
is
lineup.
him coming back in the
Yeah,
lineup.
yeah. He was injured when he had that side. When he was swinging, and he got that side stitch or whatever that side growing here,
And they took him out of
and
the game.
yeah, they took him out. He was missed for 2 games.
I mean, he was still in the dugout, but they
Yeah,
didn't they didn't want to risk it.
he missed 2 games. Yeah, they didn't want to risk it, so they. But then surprise, surprise, here he is. batting DH.
Man,
Like
he was causing
he is the leadoff hitter for he's the leadoff hitter for Toronto every year, every game.
and he was causing havoc tonight. So uh, shout out to him for doing that. Let's go to the Dodgers lineup where a lot of things started changing in this lineup. Um,
Oh yeah,
the things that happened
big time
tonight
changes.
in order for the Dodgers to win, you know, Otani is in this place. You're not moving him. But Will Smith had to come in. Uh, Pajas got taken out and replaced with Call in Game 5 and in Game 4, in Game 3 and 4, in Game 3, excuse me, Game 3 and 4, Call came in. Call came in.
Mm,
As you can see here, Call is on the bench.
right.
Call is on the bench. They didn't want to risk it. The changes that happened today, this lineup here, should have happened in Game 4, in my respected opinion. These changes need
But
to
you know what
happen
you
in Game 4.
yeah they went with the veteran and reliable veteran Miguel Rojas to steady the lineup because you got
Because
to make sure that you want to steady that lineup with the veteran Rojas, right?
Rojas
You know,
Rojas batting last. Call is out. Rojas veteran. He always gets. Oh, he either he touches that ball almost every time. You know,
yeah,
so he gets on base. So that setup made allowed the Dodgers to win today because when the
right.
dominoes came falling, it was because of that setup. Edman, Rojas, then Otani, as opposed to Edman, Call, or Edman Pijas, uh, and then Otani. And then
Yeah,
the
and
big thing here is Mookie Betts getting bumped back again
he's
because he was
batting
batting
cleanup,
second, now
batting
he's
cleanup.
batting third.
He's batting cleanup.
And Freeman got put in there, especially he had a home run to win the game in that 18 inning game in
Yeah,
game 3, I think it was game 3.
he got that game winner in extra innings. Freeman, if you look at it, Freeman has been one of the better hitters for the Dodgers this whole playoff season. He's been one of the better hitters. Besides just Otani, I think probably the most consistent hitter has been Freeman. Freeman and Toscar Hernandez have been the most consistent.
So Mookie Betts gets kicked out and gets sent to the back of the bus. And that's the big story here, where the lineup change up, which were to me, this should have happened in Game 4, and then they probably would have won Game 4. They would have been up 3-2 or 3-1. Excuse me, 3-1. Game 5, they would have phoned it in like they did. Then, or excuse me, they phoned in Game 4. If they would have lost Game 5 the way they did, because they tried to win Game 5, the Dodgers tried to win Game 5. They didn't try to win Game 4. They tried to win Game 5, and then they lost. Sadly, they lost by it wasn't a close game, 6-1.
I mean, Trey Savage was he was he was clutch, man. He just the Dodgers had no answer to him. They had no answer. When he was throwing his fastball, his slider, he was throwing all kinds of pitches, two seamers, curveballs. I mean, he had them fooled completely. 12 strikeouts. The kid was amazing. For a 22-year-old, he was a very poised at the mound. You could see his face. There was no fear in his face. He had the poise on the mound, and he was not scared of this Dodgers lineup whatsoever. Not at all. Even Otani, he took care of him. So it just tells you something about this kid.
But game 6, it was on. The young man
Yeah,
is not he's not pitching tonight. We already discussed who the
yeah,
pitchers are. In game 6, they already started out with trying to get talking about how it's been 32 years since the Blue Jays won the World Series in 1993. 32
yeah,
years. They're back, and
yeah,
now they're still one win away from winning the World Series because
yeah,
they were already 3 up, but now it's just a tie series. So it's whoever wins becomes champion. Whoever loses goes home with nothing.
yeah.
So
I mean,
go ahead.
no, no. I mean, this is what the people want, right? Overall, baseball. This is what they want. They want a game 7. A better revenue for the entire major leagues, and who would have thought that Blue Jays would even last this long, right? The what they call it, Las Vegas picks was the Dodgers, right, to win the World Series. You don't. Nobody was giving the Blue Jays a chance. You know.
Yeah, the Blue Jays weren't supposed to win because you got a defending champion in the Dodgers, and they have a dynasty. So
You're right.
being they have a dynasty, uh, no one expected the Toronto Blue Jays, this young team, to be in Game 6 of the World Series, contending to win it. Before the final outcome, everyone were in Toronto was really hopeful that they could have closed it out tonight. And
Right.
from the way it ended, it could have been possible, but it wasn't. It wasn't so. So let's talk the reality here. The top of the first inning, Toronto bats, and you got Gausman as the pitcher, and he strikes out all batters 1, 2, 3, and gets all Ks. Um, in the bottom of the first, Yo Tomoto comes out, Springer grounds out, Luke base hit, Guerrero grounds out for a double play. So the base hit for Luke's at first didn't do much because when Guerrero batted, it went straight through. I think it was like a line to second, and then it was a double play that ended the top of the bottom of the bottom of the first, top of the second. Good. Man, why do I mess up his name? What's his name? Gosman.
Yeah.
Gosman. Okay, Gosman still pitching. Um, again, Mookie Betts grounds out. Mookie Betts not doing much again. Still no threat. T. Jimenez strikes out, and uh, Muncy strikes out. Surprisingly, because Muncy's been pretty good. Um, a few lats at bats before, even in a losing effort. Um, and then bottom of the second, Yamamoto, uh, he pitched to uh, Bassett, Varsho, and Kirk, and strikes out, pop up, fly ball out to end the inning. Top of the third, Gosman's back on the mound. Jimenez strikes out. Uh, at this point, it's really a pitching duel up to this point. But then Edmund in the third uh, doubles to right. Rojas strikes out, and Ohtani is intentionally walked. This is the first time since the 18 innings that they start intentionally walking Ohtani. They didn't walk him in Game 5, and they didn't walk him in Game 4. They pitched to him. But in this situation, because Edmund, remember, they changed the lineup
Right.
in the lineup because Edmund got on base. Because
Right.
Edmund got on base. Edmund is second to last uh, on 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 the pitches. You can see there
Mm.
in batting order.
Yeah,
He
he's
got
batting
he
first.
got on base with a double to right. There was like, hold up, Rojas strikes out the same position that Bajas was in, and call, and then Otani comes up. They intentionally walk him. Smith doubles to left. Edmund scores on that double. He runs straight home. Scores. The score now is 1-0. 1-0. Freeman
Right.
walks. Freeman walks. Freeman walks. The bases are loaded, and then there's a visit at the mound from the opposing team, which is um, the Blue Jays. The manager comes
Right.
out and wants to talk it over. I think it was more of a delay, more than to slow the momentum down, because he did
Right.
it a couple of times. He wasn't going to take the person out. He just want to go up there and slow stuff down, and he did that. But Mookie Betts, in the one effort that he did, he ground singles, and Ohtani comes home, and the score now is 3-0. It's a definite lead for the Dodgers. T. Hernandez strikes out immediately after that to end that portion of the third inning. Pitcher Ohtani, excuse me, Yamamoto is still out.
Yep.
Barger comes out and he doubles. Now, to me, Barger has been a threat the last couple of games. I don't know how he plays in the regular inning, the regular season. Maybe he's trash, maybe he don't run, but after that double, he took off. He took off. The ball actually went, I think, went to left field, and it bounced off the wall on the side, and he was already at second base. But um, Clemens comes out, he gets struck out. Jimenez grounds out. Barger takes third on that. He's running. Now he's in scoring position. Springer singles to center field. Barger makes it to third.
He scores.
He scores. 3-1.
Yep.
3-1. And then Luke pops up and ends the inning. In the top of the fourth, Gausman is still out there. And again, he does his thing where he was comfortable at the beginning of the end. They were 1, 2, 3 every way. Muskie was out, ground out. Hernandez pop up out, and Edmund pops up out. But Edmund is touching the ball where Mookie Betts wasn't even touching the ball. So that would have set up another situation. Yamamoto's still on the mound. Guerrero was oddly quiet this game. Guerrero, I think they're calling him the team lead.
Yeah, he got only one single in this game. One single. You know, he went 1 for 3.
I think they call. Yeah, I think they're calling him the team lead. So he strikes out. Bissett base hits. Now things are starting to cook. It's kind of a tense moment there. Varsho grounds into a double play, and that's it. That's the end of the fourth. Top of the fifth, Gausman's back out. Rojas flies out to right. Ohtani grounds out to first. Smith lines to left. Bottom of the fifth, Yamamoto still in the mound. Kirksman out. Barger out. And these are K's. Strikeout. Clemens base hit. Mookie Betts drops the ball, and he makes it on base. But then there's a threat there, and Jimenez comes out. They expected him to do something. He pops up to center, and that's the end of that. Top of the sixth, Gausman, Freeman pops up. Betts grounds out, and T. Jimenez grounds out. Bottom of the sixth, Yamamoto still out there. Springer grounds out. Luke flies out, and then finally, Guerrero Jr. taps that ball for a double to left field. Gone. Bissett walks, and then Varsho messes it all up, and he strikes out because right there would have been the tying run if Varsho would have done something. If it could have been a base hitter or a double, they would have scored. Right. That would have been. But like you said, you got to give credit to Yamamoto, correct?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple innings where the Toronto had first and second, and they didn't capitalize
because of Yamamoto, right?
Yeah, Yamamoto, even with runners on base, he finds a way to get him out.
Top of the seventh, new pitcher, Verlander comes out, and Guzman is done for the night. They talked it over in the dugout before the inning started. You can see the manager talking to him, and then once you see them hug it out, you can tell that he wasn't gonna come back out.
Right.
And then Verlander does his thing. Uh, Muncy, he
Muncy, yes.
Muncy
Yep.
lines out to right field. Hernandez strikes out. Edman flies out to center to end that section to get to the bottom of the seventh inning stretch, and we got a new pitcher. So Yamamoto is out at this point. He did a good 7 innings, gave up 1 run at this point, and so uh, Robsky comes out.
Robleski, yeah, Robleski.
Robleski.
He's been clutch. Robleski's been clutch, man.
Kirk strikes out immediately. Now, I'm telling you, for the World Series, Barger is a threat. Barger is a threat. I don't know what he done in the regular season, but this Joker, right here, he grounds out. But this Joker was ready for anything. He grounds out there. Clemens doubles to outfield. Man on second base. And then Jimenez strikes out.
Yeah. Right.
Jimenez strikes out. Top of the eighth. Now we're getting to the nitty gritty here. And top of the eighth, a lot of stuff starts happening. Pitcher change. I think the pitcher change. Verlander's out there.
Yeah.
Rojas flies out. New pitcher. Fleury. Fluharty comes out. Verlander's out. And Ohtani doubles. Now they threaten to score again. Ohtani doubles. Smith was intentionally walked. Why do you think Smith was intentionally walked? Because I found that odd. Ohtani was already on second base.
They probably he wanted.
Why would the coach take?
It's probably because Smith is a right-hander.
Oh, that makes sense.
He wanted to face a left-hander.
That makes sense. Now that makes sense. I was like, yo, that's odd. Why didn't he just pitch to him? But
did they have two? Did they have 2 outs already on that time, Tony? By that time, 2 outs. Was it 2 outs already?
No, they had 1 out. No, they didn't have. I'm sorry. Yeah, they had 1 out. Rojas.
Okay.
Rojas flied out. They only had 1 out.
Okay.
So again, I now you got man on first and second.
Right.
Freeman was coming in. I thought that was a threat. Like you walk that one guy, and then Freeman's coming behind him. But he luckily he flied out, and they took him out of there. What is it, Verlander? Dude, you done. I think he met the minimum requirement.
Fluharty met.
He got the minimum requirement to get his ass out of there. Dominguez came in and Fleury was out. And then guess what Dominguez does? Dominguez walks Betts. Why? I don't know.
I don't get it.
Like, dude, Betts is not batting so good. Pitch to him good. Anyway, he walks him. T. Jimenez strikes out, and that ends.
Tuskar Hernandez strikes out, right?
Tuskar Hernandez strikes out, and that ends the top of the eighth. Now we're at the bottom of the eighth, and we got a new pitcher. Sasaki comes out. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking he's gonna close. Honestly, that was initially in my notes. Sasaki's gonna close because it's the bottom of the eighth, right?
Yeah.
That's not what happened. But anyway, let's continue. Springer leads off with a single. No outs. Man on first. No outs. Luke flies out. Guerrero is walked. Now you got man on first and second. That's the tying run, correct?
Yeah.
That's the tying run. So the guy who's batting Bichette, if he hits a home run, the Dodgers will be ahead by 1 point. Because you got the tying run at second. Excuse me, at first. And then he would be the third. That would put Toronto in the lead, And at the bottom of the eighth, that's the wrong time. That's the wrong time to let your opponent score. The clock is ticking, and the pitch count is getting the pitches are getting low. Brissett pops out to left. Mookie catches the ball. Mookie catches the ball. Varsho grounds to first, and it ends the inning with I think with him getting caught. Somebody got caught at second. Top of the ninth, new pitcher. Brissett is in. Dominguez is out. Muncy strikes out. Brissett strikes Muncy, Hernandez, and Edmund grounds out. Bottom of the ninth, Sasaki.
So hey Tony, let me address something here. You got a couple of comments here.
Yeah.
One of the comments that was written here, perspective shift. Shout out to that. He says Blue Jays will be talking about the ball stuck in the wall in the ninth inning forever. That's a great comment. Great comment. I agree with that. Great comment. And a shout out to the comment, people commenting on your podcast here. And then they're asking for the thoughts on the last out of the sequence.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that right now.
We're gonna talk about that ninth. That ninth inning was a very interesting ninth inning. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that right now. Right now, Kirks gets hit by a pitch. He couldn't continue, so they took him out to the dugout. Straw pitches.
Pinch run. Yeah, the pinch runner is now Miles Straw. Yeah, right. Miles Straw.
Lodged ball. This is where the situation happens. Who hits a lodged ball? It was a Badger. It was Badger.
This is Addison Barger.
Barger, that guy, bro. Barger hits that ball and it gets lodged. The Dodgers don't even touch the ball. They raise their hand up. Dumb jokers run all the way home. Barger thinks he acts like it's a double. He acts like it's a home run. He goes all the way home.
Actually, both of those guys, Miles Straw and Barger, they went all the way home, man.
They went all the way home.
Hey, that's 2 runs right there, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna win this.
Hey, tie game.
Dude, the Dodgers challenged the call. The ball was clearly stuck on the wall. So
actually, the umpires ruled it a ground rule double. That's it. That means that Straw has to return back to third base, and that I'll tell you what, that was the pinnacle point of the game right there when they did that ground rule double. That was it. That was it right there. Pinnacle part of the game right there. So shout out to the perspective shift here. Talking in the podcast here to really highlight the ninth inning will be stuck in the Blue Jays' minds forever.
Dude, but then Barger tried some craziness, bro. I think he had to run back.
No, yeah. So then what happens? The third baseman Ernie Clement pops out. Okay, so that does that. That makes that first out. Then the shortstop Andres Jimenez lines into the outfield to Kike Hernandez. Kike Hernandez, who's been a tremendous player throughout this whole playoffs, had the point of mind to throw immediately to second base to double up Addison Barger, and he was thrown out.
To end the game after they thought they were going to win.
Wow. I mean, that will forever be stuck in the mind of the Blue Jays. But here's the thing. Tremendous play by Kike, the sense of mind to throw the ball to second to double him up. Right? I mean, because he went too far off the base.
Dude, he had went home the first time.
Yeah, but thinking about
this time he was already at third.
if you're a runner, you're standing at second. You should be looking behind you on the outfield. You should be looking behind you, see where that ball is, don't wander too far off the bag, because if that ball gets caught, this is what happens when you don't pay attention to the outfield. This is what happens. You got the picture right there. Look at that. The ball's about to hit the glove, and he's about.
He's still a mile away.
Yeah, he'll be about 4 or 5 inches from the bag before the ball and he's caught out. Hey, by the way, here's another thing too. Here's another thing. Who was the guy? Who was the guy that caught that ball there second? None other than the veteran, Miguel Rojas. The veteran Miguel Rojas, who probably he probably put his hand up. Hey, throw it to me. I'm right here. Let's get this out,
dude. This is
right
this.
there.
In this picture,
veteran move.
You can see.
In order for you to throw it to second, that second baseman has to be ready to get. He was ready, positioned to play behind the runner. He did that. Look at Miguel Rojas doing that. Look at that veteran move, covering second base.
Dude, his foot is on the bag. Yeah. The ball is about to get in his glove, and then in the next shot that I captured, you can clearly see the ball is in the glove, and he's not even on the bag yet. The ball is already in the man's glove.
Yeah.
And that's the game.
And here's the thing. And the commentary in the comments here. I'm reading the comments now. And here's one of the comments from our fans here. Crazy thing too that Springer was up next. Think about this. So no, it's a great point by the people that are watching this. If Springer did not get caught at second base, that's only 2 outs, right? If Springer comes up, maybe he does something. This by Barger getting caught at second base, it ended the momentum right there. Boom.
Right there. Right there.
And you had Springer coming up, man. Springer coming up.
Right.
You know, I mean, and then after that, look, Springer coming up, Luke's coming up, then Guerrero. Who knows? Blue Jays might have came back on this game. You never know. But now you know. You know what? Now it's history. End of the game. 3-3.
Hats off to the Dodgers for squeezing one out, because if that ball, what you said if that ball didn't lodge, that could have been game over.
Man, if that ball bounced off the wall, that would have been a triple for Barger, probably a triple.
Dude, Barger.
And that would have made the game. That would have made the game 3-2. With now that Barger came to bat, right?
Yeah.
With Barger batting, now the next batter will be, Clement or Jimenez, and then who knows what would have happened. So this was two opportunities that the Jays had to get this thing going, and I'm gonna tell you, man, wow, what a great game. 3-1, man, so close, right? So close.
Listen,
so close.
I honestly believe that the Blue Jays kind of phoned it in. Not as bad as the Dodgers did in Game 4. I think they wanted Game 7. They wanted that extra money. I think they wanted the licensing. They wanted all of that. And hey, whatever. It's baseball is a business too. So they got to earn their money. Now the question is, now that it's a tie series for Game 7, let's talk about it. What are we expecting? Do you know the lineup for Game 7? Because I don't have it in front of me.
Okay, the lineup, I'll give it to you in a minute here. Hold on, let me.
The Game 7. I hope Snell is not back on the mound, because two out of the 3 games that 2 out of the 3 games the Dodgers lost was because Snell was on the mound. Respectfully, he can sit out, and you can put in somebody else that may do something. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that that the manager, who's a Hall of Famer, Rogers, I'm pretty sure he could come up with a game plan, because he has those skills. I mean, he has
So
the
the
skills.
so yeah, exactly. So the latest thing that they got here in baseball is that the lineups for Game 7 are not yet set. However, the expected pitchers could be Max Scherzer of the Toronto Blue Jays facing potentially Shohei Ohtani of the Los Angeles Dodgers on short rest. So the lineups. I'm thinking the Blue Jays lineup will be similar to what they had tonight. It hasn't changed much, and I think like for your and here's the thing. To your point, Tony, the Dodgers need to come back with this same lineup they had today. They need to come back with that. They need to come back with that. That seems to be the. I'll tell you what. If you want to talk about a little bit of what the Dodgers lineup did not do today, think about this. Freeman went 0 for 3. Teoscar Hernandez went 0 for 4. These two guys have been the most consistent hitters in the all from games 1 through 4 and 5. And I'm gonna tell you something. Knowing Freeman, the professional hitter he is, he's not gonna go 0 for 3 tomorrow. I will bet you that. Freeman will not go 0 for 3. I think I will tell you if I were to pick a player of the game for tomorrow, it'll be Freeman. Freeman's my player of the game tomorrow. Watch out for Freeman. Freeman's gonna come out hot tomorrow because he
You
seems to be doing that every time. Every time that the Dodgers need a big hit, he seems to be the guy.
you're not expecting Otani to do something because I think he's gonna do both duties again.
Yeah, he's gonna pitch. He's gonna pitch.
He might bat
But I
too.
will tell you, yeah. Otani, I expect Otani to do Otani things. But in order for the Dodgers to win this game, you're gonna need more than Otani. You're gonna need Freddie Freeman. You're gonna need Toscar Hernandez. You're gonna need Mookie Betts to step up. You need Muncy. You need Edmund. Everybody needs to step up because if you're gonna beat this Toronto Blue Jays team, which by the way, if you look at the Toronto lineup, they have a higher batting average than the Dodgers. So expect Toronto to get on base and do the best they can. And the Dodgers better have their lineup ready to go tomorrow because this is Game 7. They gotta you cannot for the love of God you can't put you know Pajas and other guys in there. You need to do the lineup with Miguel Rojas playing second base. You need that guy, that veteran, playing second base,
Dude,
and you need
Edmund needs to.
you need Edmonds. You need Edmonds to play center field. Edmonds got to play center field. I'm sorry, Edmonds got to
Edmund
play center field.
Edmund has to do his thing, but hey, the Toronto Blue Jays. Listen, before this game, it took the Dodgers 18 innings, 18 freaking innings to beat the Blue Jays. It took them that long to beat the Blue Jays. Tonight, they almost lost the game. Almost don't count for anything, but horseshoes and hand grenades. But but if that ball and like the viewer said, shout out to Perspective Shift. Hey, Toronto gonna be mad if they lose the World Series over that ball landing landing in like that's like an odd situation, where the ball gets stuck in the wall, like underneath. Like it wasn't like in between. Usually it's like in the seam. No, it was
Yeah,
underneath.
I mean, right. I mean, it flew right stuck in the hole there in between the wall and the ground, and that's man. I tell you what, I would love to see in the history of that stadium how many balls get stuck in the outfield there. Not too many.
Not too
Not too
many.
many.
Not in that, especially
You know.
underneath the wall.
Yeah, that's really rare, man. I mean, and you call it that's a bad break for the Blue Jays because that definitely would have changed the shift of the game right there. It would have changed the shift of the game for sure.
But yeah, man. Now that we got Game 7, obviously the lineup is not set. I guess we'll find out the
Yeah,
lineup right before,
yeah,
right
yeah,
before because if we knew the lineup, we could come up with a breakdown like we normally do. But if we don't have the
yeah,
lineup, there's no way we can figure out
yeah.
what's gonna happen. Usually, I think they have to turn in the lineup a couple of hours before The game
Yeah,
starts.
yeah. And normally by the morning, normally around just before 12, they put out the starting lineups. The managers have to turn in the scoring sheet to the league, and then before the game, that lineup has to be constituted by the umpires. But yeah, I think the Blue Jays will be about the same lineup. I mean, I'm not worried too much about the Blue Jays lineup changing. You know that Springer's going to DH. You know that. You saw him in this game. You think Springer's going to miss Game 7? I don't think so. He's not going to do that.
Good.
The manager, John Schneider, the manager of the Toronto Blue Jays, has been doing a very decent job for being a first-time manager going to the World Series, and I believe that he's going to have to go with his best players. And the
They're gonna put the
Dodgers,
veteran on the mound, bro.
yeah, I mean Max Scherzer,
He's not gonna
right?
want to
You're
get
gonna go
out.
with Max Scherzer. You're gonna go with Max Scherzer, and then after that, Max Scherzer, then everybody is available to include the Savage, man. Imagine if the Savage closes this game. What do you think about that, man? If he closes the game, that
Dude,
would be exciting,
it's gonna be crazy if they bring that 22-year-old out and he starts doing what he did in the last game in Game 5. I
Yeah,
mean, everybody should be on deck. This is Game 7. This
yeah,
you rest in the off season.
yeah, yeah.
and
Everybody's available, man.
and get to the seats early because there might be another home run on the first.
Hey, I will tell you, the fans out in Toronto better be ready because you never know. This may turn into an extra innings game
Oh
because
man, imagine that.
it better get your seats ready.
Another
Better get your
doubleheader.
seats ready. Oh man,
Another doubleheader.
this game might go into extra innings, man, because there's two teams that want this, right? And the Dodgers are defending champions. And right now, as we talked about this, Toronto is not going quietly. They are not going quietly. I'm telling you right now, they're not going quietly.
Were you
So the Dodgers better be ready.
Were you ready for baseball in November?
I know, right? Here we go. November,
Because
here
it's
it is.
happening.
Hey, by the way, talking about Barger, hats off to Barger. One thing that we have in common, we both were born 12 November. So happy birthday.
Your birthday twin.
Early birthday to Barger.
Your birthday twin.
Yeah, if you win the World Series, Barger, you got your birthday gift.
There you go.
But anyway,
Any final
but
thoughts?
but here it is. I'm wearing this right here. I'm going for the National League. So
I'm wearing this right here, and I'm going for the National League. but I made that prediction. I made that prediction seriously months ago.
Yeah.
That on the
Yeah,
record,
of course.
the National League
Yeah.
it's a better team. Uh, overall, they compete the hardest. They have small ball tactics. They have strategic tactics that the American League, especially the Yankees, my favorite team, they don't. The Yankees don't do that kind of stuff. Like they rely on that home run hitting too much and the slugging. They're not gonna steal bases. They're not gonna do those small things. Where Toronto, that's why they won. That's why they won.
Yeah.
Because even with that little double play today, those two guys did not wait for the umpires to call them out or to make a call. They was both at home.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. But here's the thing. I mean, the Dodgers took care of the Yankees easily last year, and
Yeah.
but now they're playing Toronto, not an easy team to beat, not an easy team to beat. Here's the thing: Toronto deserves to be there. They were the best team in the American League. They deserve to be there. Shout out to the Toronto Blue Jays. Win or lose, the team had a great season and they deserve to be there. They deserve to be there.
Hey, thank you for coming back. Thank you for uh taking thank you for the privilege of your time. And remember to keep your hands up, chin tucked, and eyes open. And protect yourself at all times, baby.